It is tomorrow morning. You walk into your favorite coffee shop. The scent of roasted beans fills the air. You order a latte and a croissant, reach into your wallet, pull out a $20 bill, and slide it across the counter. The cashier looks at the bill, then up at you, and slowly shakes their head. "Sorry," they say. "We do not take cash anymore." You let out a short, dismissive laugh, expecting a punchline that never comes. The cashier just taps the screen. You look around, suddenly hyper-aware of the silence. You step outside, moving to the grocery store next door. A sign is taped to the glass, "Card and digital payment only." You cross the street to the gas station. The air pump, once coin-operated, sits dark and disabled. You check the movie theater downtown. The ticket booth is gone, replaced by a cold, glowing kiosk that rejects physical currency. This is not a scene from a distant future. It is happening now. The familiar weight of paper in your pocket has become a relic of a world that is quietly, but firmly, closing its doors. If you feel like the ground is shifting, it is because it always has. Money has never been static. Thousands of years ago, a merchant did not carry plastic. He traded cattle, salt, and grain. Value lived in the muscle of a cow or the preservation of a harvest. Then came the era of weight. Gold and silver became the standard, turning value into something you could hold, polish, and hoard. Centuries later, paper money arrived. People were skeptical. They called it flimsy, untrustworthy, and dangerous. Yet, it became the bedrock of global trade. Every generation stands at the end of its own timeline, assuming the current form of currency is the final version. They believe the money they hold is the ultimate truth of value. But history tells a different story. Money is not a fixed reality. It is a tool, and it evolves to fit the needs of the era. From the salt block to the gold coin, and from the gold coin to the printed note, the form always yields to the function. We are currently witnessing another such transition. The physical object is losing its relevance, just as the grain and the gold once did before it. Look at your own life over the last 7 days. How many times did your fingers actually touch a physical bill? If you are like most people, the answer is close to zero. The transition is not just happening in shops. It has infiltrated your daily routine. Think about your morning commute. You tap your phone at the turnstile, the gate clicks, and you are through. You do not stop to count out change. You do not wait for a receipt. You reach for coffee, pay with a smartwatch, and walk away before the transaction even finishes processing. Even your most significant obligations have migrated to the ether. Your rent is no longer a stack of envelopes left on a table. It is a single, silent click on a screen. We have moved from physical coins that clink in a pocket to invisible lines of data that exist only in servers. This is a profound shift. The tactile weight of currency is evaporating. You are trading with impulses, signals, and encrypted codes. The physical object has been replaced by the abstract. You are participating in a revolution where value is no longer something you hold, but something that is transmitted. The coins are gone, and in their place, a stream of unseen information now fuels every aspect of your existence. For the business owner, the move away from cash is not a choice, it is a tactical necessity. Consider the nightly ritual of a standard retail shop. Hours spent counting coins, reconciling drawers, and hauling heavy bags to the bank vault. It is slow, it is prone to human error, and it is a massive drain on operational time. Now, replace that with the digital alternative. Every transaction is logged the microsecond it occurs. The ledger updates itself in real time. There is no missing change, no counterfeit risk, and no manual entry errors that require hours of investigation to resolve. Businesses love this shift because it turns money into pure, clean information. It allows a shop to scale without the burden of physical weight. The speed of a digital transaction is the heartbeat of modern commerce. It creates an environment where accounts are always balanced and inventory matches sales with absolute precision. This is not just about convenience. It is about the ruthless efficiency of data. As companies optimize their workflows, the digital record becomes the only language they speak. The shift is logical, it is inevitable, and it is accelerating because it serves the bottom line with surgical accuracy. The transition is no longer just a trend, it is the new standard of doing business. But look closer at this frictionless landscape. If cash vanishes, who gains the ultimate leverage? The transition to digital-only payments is not merely about accounting. It is about a fundamental shift in authority. Every time you tap a device, you leave a permanent trail of breadcrumbs. Who owns that data? Is it the financial institutions processing the fees, or the tech giants mapping your habits? Every coffee, every transit fare, every private purchase becomes a data point in a vast, invisible ledger. The efficiency that businesses crave creates a parallel system of total visibility. You are no longer just a customer, you are a harvestable resource of information. When money is code, it can be tracked, analyzed, and even restricted. We are trading the anonymity of a physical bill for the convenience of a digital interface, but the cost is high. We are building a system where every movement is logged, and every preference is quantified. The power is migrating upward, away from the individual, and into the hands of those who control the platforms. The question is not just whether the system works. It is whether you are comfortable living in a world where your financial life is a transparent book, read by entities you never see and cannot influence. Now, consider the fragility of this invisible infrastructure. Imagine a massive, unannounced power outage. The regional internet grid flickers and dies. Your phone screen goes black, the battery indicator flatlining at 0. The payment network, once so fluid and reliable, vanishes into the void. You are standing in the checkout line, your digital balance trapped behind a wall of dead servers and offline terminals. Your wealth is now nothing more than a string of inaccessible code. The cashier looks at you, helpless, unable to process the transaction. The registers are frozen. The kiosks are dark. It is a total systems failure. But then, you feel the weight in your pocket. A single $20 bill. You hold it out. The cashier takes it. The transaction completes instantly, without a spark of electricity or a single line of data. In that moment of absolute silence, when the digital world has crumbled, that piece of paper is the only thing keeping you from starvation. Technology is convenient, but it is not infallible. When the grid hits the floor, the digital world stops, but the physical reality remains. This is why economists argue that cash is not just a relic. It is the ultimate safety net for an uncertain future. While the grid struggles to recover, governments are already testing a new layer of control. Central bank digital currencies. These are not private tokens or bank-issued credit. They are direct, state-sanctioned digital units. Proponents frame the pitch in terms of progress. They promise instantaneous settlement, lower costs, and a seamless flow of capital across borders. It sounds like the logical end of the digital evolution, but look behind the promise of speed. If every coin is issued by the state, every transaction is a matter of public record. There is no middleman to protect your data. There is no anonymity to preserve your actions. This is the ultimate trade-off. You get the convenience of a frictionless economy, but you lose the shield of private spending. Your financial history becomes a government file, updated in real time. Critics argue this is a fundamental shift in the social contract. It forces a choice that has never been clearer. Do you value the comfort of a fast, digital life? Or do you demand the freedom to act without being watched? The state claims it is about stability. The skeptics see the end of individual financial sovereignty. We are standing at a crossroads where efficiency meets a permanent loss of privacy. So, will physical cash simply disappear? History suggests a much calmer trajectory. New technology rarely kills the old overnight. When television arrived, people predicted the death of radio. It did not happen. When ebooks hit the market, pundits claimed the end of the printed page. Books remain on shelves today. These mediums did not erase one another. They adapted and coexisted. Cash is following a similar path. It is shedding its role as the primary engine of commerce, but it is not facing extinction. Instead, it is retreating into a secondary, specialized role. It will serve as the vital backup, the mechanical failsafe when the digital cloud drifts out of reach. We are not watching a funeral for currency. We are watching a transformation. Money is becoming more fluid, more invisible, and more integrated into our data-driven lives. Yet, the physical note remains a constant, a tangible anchor in a world of shifting ones and zeros. This coexistence provides the necessary balance. It keeps the system honest, offering a fallback when the screens go dark. Cash is not dying. It is merely changing its shape to survive alongside the digital tide, ensuring that even in a fully connected world, we retain a physical piece of our own financial autonomy. The real story is not that cash is dying. The story is that money itself is undergoing a fundamental transformation. We are moving toward a landscape where value is becoming more fluid than ever before. Whether you still carry a wallet full of bills or operate entirely within the cloud, the ground is shifting beneath your feet. The methods we use to save, to trade, and to assign worth are being rewritten. This is not just a change in technology. It is a change in how we interact with the resources that sustain our lives. We are moving toward a fully digital world, a place where the physical constraints of gold or paper no longer define the limits of our transactions. Yet, this shift carries weight. It changes the speed of our lives, the nature of our privacy, and the very structure of our economic autonomy. We are standing on the edge of a new era. The transition is already well underway, and there is no turning back the clock. We are no longer just participants in an economy. We are witnesses to the evolution of the global financial system itself. The question remains, as this new landscape solidifies, are you prepared for the world that is emerging? Now, the decision rests with you. If your local shop stopped accepting cash tomorrow, how would you respond? Would you feel liberated by the seamless speed of a digital tap?
Or would you pull back, worried about your privacy and the loss of your financial control?
We want to hear your perspective. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
Let us know where you stand on this divide.
If you appreciate these deep dives into the invisible forces shaping our modern world, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications.
We are constantly pulling back the curtain on the systems you use every single day.
The digital revolution is not waiting for permission. It is happening in real time.
Right now. As we move forward into this uncharted financial territory,
we have to ask ourselves one final, difficult question.
Are you ready to trade your anonymity for efficiency? Or is there a line you simply will not cross?
What should we break down next? Join the conversation and let us define this future together.